here's your fire and ice hosta root. You can definitely see here's all the roots depth, which is only going to be about 1 inch down. Now, can you see that? Look at all these roots.
It's a huge mess. Hi there,
hey guys.
We're Sean and Allison from Spoken Garden, and we're here to help you become a better gardener. And today we're gonna be planting these really awesome hosta roots.
Yep. Hostas are a bulb, but they come to you already rooted. They're sold to you, they can be sold to you that way. And so we're gonna show you how to plant these, handle these, and plant these today. So, this is so fun, you guys. We are going to plant these new hosta plants right here. And these are from Eden Brothers, and these are white feather hostas, and so they actually just have almost completely white leaves when they come up, and they're kind of a creamy white, but they just stay creamy white pretty much the whole season once they come up in the spring. Well, right now is a really good time to plant these. This is fall, and you can plant them in the springtime too. So just for your own information, different hosta varieties need to be planted and spaced a little bit differently according to what variety they are. And so these are white feather. These need to be spaced about 18 to 24 inches apart. So it'll be 18 to 24 inches apart from each other like this in a container or in the ground. In this container, we're not going to be able to get that 18 to 24 inches. That would be like out here. Or we just literally don't have that. So we're going to do one of these plants, one of these white feathers in this pot. And then over here, we've got what's called fire and ice. Now this is a different variety, and I'll open these up and show you.
White feather's new for us, right? I don't think we've ever grown that one.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
But fire and ice we had at our old house, so I'm excited.
Beautiful, beautiful plant. Now they come so cool. Look at this. 2 in a pack, and so here you go. So there's 2 different plants here. This is just awesome how they do these.
Crazy. So what's going on there?
So now these are fire and ice. These need to be planted from each other 8 to 10 inches apart. So we could technically do 2 of these, and I think we could get away with that spacing here. So that would be really cool. So yeah. So anyway, so really quick to show you right here what we've got is, so here's your fire and ice hosta root. You can definitely see here's all the roots. And this is a live plant, so it's respiring. You know, it needs to be in kind of some moist type of soil. It was packed that way, so that's cool. So the roots are right here. It comes up, and they all come together, what's called at the crown of the plant, and then from the crown, where the shoot and the roots meet, is called the eye, the crown, or the eye in this case, because it's a bulb, so it's an eye, and that's just part of the plant that's actually a bud where all the stem and leaf growth happens. And here you go, there's already some growth happening right here. So this plant is considered to be a living plant, a living thing, but it's also dormant right now. It's not actively growing. If it was, these roots would be a lot more robust, and this plant would actually be growing up. We would see a lot more growth out of this. So we're gonna plant these today and show you how to get that done.
Okay, so the first step, we're gonna actually plant this one white feather root in this pot, because like we said, it's too big to plant more than one in this size. Okay, so first what we're gonna do is actually start by making a really large hole, because you wanna make sure this entire structure can fit underground. And what we're gonna do is make a little mound at the very bottom once we think we've got enough space here. You can kind of play around with it and make sure. And if you can see, I'm going to make a little mound at the bottom of this hole here to kind of set this on top of. This is actually going to be too deep, I just realized, but I'm showing you kind of an example. Now, how we're planting this is, if you can see this eye right here where all these kind of little fuzzy kind of hair looking things are coming out. Can you guys see that? That's considered the eye. This needs to be 1 inch below the surface, whether it's in a container or in the ground. So as you can see, this is way too deep. So I'm gonna fill this back in. Good thing with soil, you can just move it around, right? So I'm gonna use this hori knife because I love it. And it also has depth measurements on it. So using this kind of level of soil that we already had here as a reference, you can see, so 1 inch is like right here. So I need to add some more soil for sure. So kind of mount that up a little higher there. And the goal would be to just carefully kind of splay or spread these roots out. See how I'm doing that? Just kind of get them spread out so it'll grow evenly and not just be all clumped up as best you can. I think let's see. I mean, 1 inch is like barely anything. This looks like it's too shallow, but you don't want to bury it too deep. I'm going to actually move a little space here. Sean would probably tell me to make this a little wider. Okay. So I've got the roots where I want them. I'm going to carefully just hold on to that stem, and I'm going to start backfilling over the roots. Just kind of get everything back where I had it. And it's okay, this stem's going to kind of stick out a little bit, but that's okay. Okay, so now that I've got it pretty secure, I'm just going to carefully tamp down the soil. And that's basically it for the solo white feather. Oh, hold on. So before I forget, I made us little plant tags because sometimes we forget. So I'm trying to be more organized. So there's our white feather hosta.
All right, so now Allison got the one planted. We can plant 2 of these in the same pot because this fire and ice is different from that white feather, where these can be planted in relation to each other anywhere from 8 to 10 inches apart from each other. So we can get that right here. We totally have that spacing. They just have to kind of be right on the edge of each other. The edge of the pot here. And so what we're going to do is we're going to take these out. I'm going to set them down on the side, and then I'm just going to dig a hole. Actually, first what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and pat this down a little bit so we firm the soil up a little bit more. Okay. And then I'm going to dig the first hole, and I'm going to try to dig it over here. I'm going to make sure, as Allison was showing you too, this is going to be our reference point for the depth, which is only going to be about 1 inch down. Now, can you see that? Look at all these roots.
It's a huge mess.
This is cool too. Now, the other hosta root didn't show this, but look at those growing points. These are all brand new, right there, right there, right there. These are all new shoots coming off of this root here. And so these are all going to be below the ground. This is last year's growth, obviously, because it's not actively growing. So it's fun to see all that and show you guys that. So, okay, so what I need to do to get all these roots into this pot, I got to make my hole a lot bigger. So what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to come over here. We're going to pile it up on the side.
Got a barkathon going on next door.
I still have my reference points. So let's see what we can do here. Is that better? That'll do.
Yeah,
that's okay. So now, like Allison was saying, you want to put it in here and put a mound in here, because you're going to need to set this. You're going to need to set this part right here 1 inch below the soil. And these hori knives are great for this. So I mean,
I love them.
1 inch below the soil is from this marking right here down. And I think we're a little too low.
Yeah, a little bit.
So let's get a little bit more soil in there. I think we're closer, but we're not exactly there yet. Let's do a little bit more. There we go. I think that is perfect right there. Let me get these roots in here, and then we'll measure it just to make sure. The old saying, measure twice before you make your cut, that old carpentry saying, well, measure twice before you plant. You can make that a new gardening saying. So here we go. So there's our line down to there. We're coming across. I think we did it. Looking good.
Awesome.
Okay. So since we're putting 2
ice.
of these in here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to nicely put the soil back in here, make sure I see this for where it is, because I'm going to need to make sure I'm coming straight across from it. I don't want it over here because 1, it's going to look cattywampus, kind of weird in the pot, and 2, it's going to be too close. That's too close. That's not even 8 inches apart. So we want to make it at least over here so we get that 8 inches. And I think we'll be doing really good. We'll have that 8 inches right there. We'll make that spacing. So, okay, so here we have, so we're going to measure this way just to make sure. So let's use that hori knife. It's right there, 6, 2, so 8 inches is here. We're going to try and get over here so we can get a little bit past those 8 inches. So that's going to be where I go. So, oh, and by the way, you guys, this is a Corona hori knife. We used it in some of our other videos. We'll have a link down below so you can go check that out, and maybe you want one too, or maybe it'll be for a gift for somebody else.
That would make an awesome gift for a gardener.
Yeah, totally. I mean, we use it all the time.
All the time.
Use it. So everything's planted. We have our 3 plants planted already. When you plant these in the fall, you want to make sure that you plant them in moist soil. And so our soil's a little on the dry side. We're going to get them watered in. We're going to make sure that the soil is moist around those roots. They start getting established during the fall and winter months because they will start growing their roots below ground. You won't see any growth above ground, but they're going to start establishing themselves pretty fast once we get that soil moist. They don't like to have wet feet. They like to be in really well-draining, fertile soil, but you can plant them in some different kinds of soil. They're not too persnickety. And then what we're going to do after we water them is we're going to put mulch over the top, and we're going to do about 2 to 4 inches of mulch. So hold on, we're going to go get some mulch.
All right, so next steps here. So actually off camera, you guys, I went ahead and watered both of these containers so they're thoroughly watered and moist. And Sean's got the mulch.
Yep, so we're going to take some of the mulch that we have here on site, and it's kind of chunky. So, but what we're going to do is we're going to nicely lay this in here, and we're going to go 2 to 4 inches deep from the top down to the soil level. It's going to provide some really needed, much needed insulation for each one of these plants. So if we get any really bad cold snaps coming through here, and we usually do get some up here in the Pacific Northwest, they'll be nicely insulated.
That'll be nice.
Yep.
And in the spring, we will, in case you're wondering, we'll just kind of move the mulch away from the crown a little bit, or from, right, Sean?
Yep, so if it's up there like this, what we'll do is we'll just take it and just go about 2 to 4 inches away from it, so it has a clear, it's all cleared around it, so then it can just come up, grow, and then these won't be up against it, so it won't create some type of moisture close up to the stem or a place for pests or anything, or critters to get in there and start hurting the plant.
Yeah.
But for now, we want it pretty close so it gets that insulation. Yeah. So, and if you guys are seeing this, I mean, I know you guys can see this. This right here, this is just this is last year's growth. Yeah. It's just a little bit left. Yeah, so it's just a little bit left over from last year. So even though this is exposed above the ground, it's okay. So if when you get yours from wherever you buy them, you can know that even if this is above the ground, that's okay. It's not going to hurt the plant down below.
Nice. And we'll link these 2 varieties that we're planting. We'll make sure and link these in case you guys want to check them out.
Yeah, because we got these from Eden Brothers. They were nice enough to send them to us. And so, yeah, link will be down below, and we'll have a 15% off coupon spoken when you go to checkout. So make sure to use that. So, all right.
All right, so we hope that was helpful. That is how you plant your hosta roots.
Yep, and if you have any comments or questions about what we did here today, or maybe you have a different way to do it, let us know down below in the comments. We love hearing from you guys. And make sure to subscribe to our channel if you haven't already so you get updates on our latest videos.
Yeah, thank you guys for watching and for being here. And just stay tuned for our next video. We're gonna show you pretty soon here how to plant poppy roots.
Yep.
So that's coming soon.
Yep. So until then, have a great day.